What's going on, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning back into another video. Today's video, we are doing my NHL Stanley Cup Bracket Challenge. Games start today at the time I'm recording this, and I'm pretty sure the time I'm going to upload this, and I think it's time to do my bracket challenge. I'm very pumped to do this. I do this every single year, and I honestly, I don't do particularly very well. I think the only year I did well is when the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup, and the only reason being is because I'm a Blues fan, or at least I kind of was a Blues fan. They're my second favorite team, and I picked them to just go all the way, and they ended up doing it. So it made my bracket look better than it actually was. Otherwise, I'm usually terrible at this. I kind of have a goal when I do these, especially for videos, is I love to pick at least 2 underdogs to go through to the next round. I hate just picking favorites the whole entire time. I think that's boring. There usually is at least 1, maybe 2 upsets. I mean, last year, Florida over Boston. I don't think a lot of people pick that. I had Toronto over Tampa. I would consider that an underdog because of Toronto's history in the playoffs. So I got that one right. There's just always some sort of underdog that goes through to the next round, especially in those first rounds. I don't know what it is. After that, it usually becomes pretty consistent and you don't really see underdogs move through. Obviously, other than Florida last year where they just kept going on that run. But typically, you'll see an underdog go through in the first round and then lose in the second. So I will be picking a couple underdogs in my bracket challenge. Just full disclaimer here, so don't roast me for it. It's just part of my ruling. It's just what I do. So we'll go through it together and pick who my underdogs are going to be. Before we get into it, though, as always, if you guys are new to the channel, it would mean a lot if you guys subscribed. Like the video if you enjoyed. Let's hop in. All right, you guys, so I got the bracket challenge here up on the screen. This website is so terrible that there's literally just like a blue line at the bottom, and I have to scroll. It can't just take up the full screen. NHL is just terrible for whatever reason. But yeah, let's start over on the West, I guess, in probably what is already just the toughest matchup, and that's the Dallas Stars and Vegas Golden Knights. This one's super tough, I'm going to be honest, but I am going to go Dallas Stars in this one. I think Vegas is just too banged up. They have Hurdle coming in without playing on this team, without practicing. Well, maybe practicing, but without playing some actual games really with this team. He's still pretty fresh on the roster. He's played a few towards the end of the regular season, but either way, he's still pretty fresh on this roster. And then you have Stone coming back. I think this Dallas Stars team is poised to make a run. Spoiler alert. I think this Dallas Stars team is built for the Stanley Cup. I think this team's unbelievable. We got Winnipeg, Colorado. Again, super tough matchup. I'm going to be honest, I think this whole entire West is way harder to predict than the East. Especially this one. I think this is kind of crazy. I am, however, this might be a hot take, and maybe they aren't an underdog. I am going to pick the Winnipeg Jets. Now, Winnipeg, sure, are a higher seed, but I still see them kind of as an underdog in this just because of Colorado, because of just the players they have on their team. I mean, Rantanen, McKinnon, McCarr, and they've had such a good season. They won the cup a few years ago. So I think that team is still, I would consider, maybe the favorite, and Winnipeg's considered the underdog. It's really hard to say. I am going to go Winnipeg on this one. So you can consider that an underdog pick, totally up to you. Vancouver, Nashville. I'm going to go Vancouver, not just because I'm a Canucks fan. I genuinely just think Vancouver is the better team. I think we should come out on top. I think Nashville obviously is riding high, and they're playing like really well down the stretch here. I think Vancouver and Nashville play very similar style games, and I just think Vancouver is going to do it better. Edmonton, LA, I think this one's kind of a no-brainer. I think Edmonton's going to take that series. No disrespect to LA, but I mean, come on, it's Edmonton. Dallas, I see them doing it in maybe 6. I see the Jets in 7. I see Canucks in 6. And I actually see the Oilers doing it in 5. I see the Oilers just completely clobbering this team. All right, let's move over to the East. Let's do the East first round matchups. We got Florida, Tampa. I'm going to go the Florida Panthers on this one. I just think they're a better team. I think they're just going to come through. That team's got crazy depth. And I just see them going through here on this this matchup between Tampa. I see it being just an absolute grueler, though. But I'm going to give it to Florida. Next one, Boston, Toronto. I'm going to give it to Toronto. Some people might see that a hot take. Some people might think that's an underdog pick. I just see this matchup being a straight up 50-50. I genuinely do. I think this is just a straight up classic 50-50 matchup. I don't think one's an underdog. I don't think one's a favorite. I think this is even. New York and Washington, I'm giving it to the Rangers. I think that one's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. And then in the Metro here, we got the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders. I'm giving this to the Islanders. Now, that might be an extreme hot take to some people, people, that is my super big underdog pick in this whole playoffs. I think the Islanders are going to beat the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they're just made for the playoffs. I think they're going to be able to shut down Carolina. Carolina can sometimes lack goal scoring in the playoffs. And I mean, the Islanders are hot going into it. I think they're going to get her done. I think Florida's going to take it in 7. I think Toronto's going to take it in 7. I think the Rangers are going to take it in 5. And then I think the Islanders are going to take it in 6. Now we move on to our next round. We got the Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets. I mean, come on. I'm giving it to the Dallas Stars. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Vancouver Canucks, Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to give it to the Edmonton Oilers. I do think it's going to be a good series. Vancouver's beaten them 4 times this year. 2 of them have been the times, I guess 2 of them have been since the Oilers started winning, and one of those 2 was without McDavid. Granted, we didn't have Demko, but still, I see that going down to 7. I see that just being a grueler. Toronto and Florida. This is kind of a tough one, but I think I'm going to give it to the Florida Panthers over Toronto. I don't know. I don't know. That's my gut feeling right now. I can't even explain why. We're getting to the point where it's just such a 50-50 toss-up. I can't even explain why. That's just what I'm going with. Rangers, Islanders, I will give it to the Rangers. I think the Rangers are just the better team. Dallas, Edmonton, I'm giving it to the Dallas Stars. And then for Florida, Rangers, I'm going to give it to the New York Rangers. And then in the Stanley Cup, who I think's winning it is the Dallas Stars. So there it is, you guys. I have the Dallas Stars winning the Stanley Cup. I'm super high on this team. I think this team's really good. I'm going to be rooting for them. I don't know why, but I'm going to be rooting for them to go on that run. Unless, obviously, we played them. The Canucks played them in the conference finals. Then I hate them. But if they beat us, then I'm rooting for them again. So I think I'm going to be a closet Dallas Stars fan for the run here in this playoffs. Obviously, a Vancouver fan, too. But yeah, let me know down in the comments your guys' opinion. What's your guys' bracket looking like? Let me know. Do you guys agree, disagree with my bracket? Obviously, I have some hot takes out there. Everyone's going to have different opinions, and I'm sorry if I picked your team to lose. These are just my honest thoughts here and just my opinion on this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.